Okay, we are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. I wasn't planning on doing a stream, but I bought an adapter to hardwire my internet since I've been having internet issues and it's been driving me nuts constantly on stream. Sometimes it lags out a little bit. So I wanted to do a stream tonight, kind of test it out now that I have hardwire. I did a speed test. The speed test is insane now on the computer, so I'm hoping we don't have any issues. I'm gonna stream for maybe, I don't know, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. We'll do a stream. Conor McGregor, Jorge Masvidal have been going back and forth online. It seems like that fight is now just become a little bit more likely to happen. UFC 275 is not this weekend, but next weekend. We can always talk about that. And of course, always discussing Nate Diaz's next fight. He's been calling out everyone lately. So thank you guys for joining me. Do not forget to like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. That really helps, promote the stream to other people. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys like the stream. Fill the chat with questions. Whatever you guys want to discuss, fill the chat with questions. And we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It seems like a lot of you guys are online tonight because there's already about 15 people in the chat, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys. I want to do something really quick. Okay. Let's see. Guys, any questions you have, throw them in the chat. What's going on, French fries? I actually think Masvidal murders him. Yeah, I favor Masvidal, but I still think it would be an interesting fight. We're here. We're back. We mentally, but we are here for the stream. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Sinister, always being a part of the streams. Happy to have you as part of the community, and I hope you're doing all right. Conor would starch Masvidal. Conor would starch Masvidal. That is hilarious. Hold on. I don't know why I'm not in StreamYard right now. Hey, Joey, how are you? I'm doing good, Sanjay. How are you doing? I appreciate you joining the stream. I doubt this. Advanced congratulations on 3.5K subscribers. Thank you. Hey, Joey, would you ever game on Twitch? It's a possibility. I don't know. It's not something I have in my near future, but it's very possible to happen. So we'll see. I'll let you know if I ever do. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. Let's see. If anybody's watching this stream right now and they are not subscribed to the channel, we are sitting at, let's see real quick, 3,438 subscribers. I need you guys to subscribe to the channel. And let me do one more thing before we get into anything. Let me know if you see any lag. Yeah, if anybody sees any lag on the stream, let me know. I'm genuinely curious. What are we just going on here? What is this? I don't know. Imagine stealing. Why is there two of you guys in here? Let's continue. Okay. Let's get to the MMA related questions, man. Come on, MMA related questions. Piotr Jan versus Marlon Vera predictions. I think Piotr Jan is the far superior striker. I don't think Marlon Vera is going to be able to bust him up the way he busted up Rob Font. For me personally, I think that Piotr Jan would beat Marlon Vera by decision most likely and just outclass him all the way through, in my opinion. Who would win, Marlon Moraes or Cody Garbrandt? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'd be looking at some serious CTE going on there. Hold on one second. Somebody's getting KO'd. To be quite honest, somebody's getting KO'd. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for dealing with this. I don't know what is going on in the chat here. We're talking MMA here, okay? But I think somebody would get KO'd for sure. Marlon's chin is gone. Cody Garbrandt's chin is gone. The first person to get clipped loses. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Marlon to win, but it's 50-50. It is 50-50. Joey, do you think Jorge Masvidal should go back to 50? He's never going back to 155. That ain't never happening. Is the McGregor fight official? No. It's just been some talk back and forth online between the two guys. So that's the only reason I put it in the title. What's up? What's going on? I'm picking Marlon Vera. You're nuts then. Is Kattar versus Emmett a main event worthy? Yes, I believe it is. I mean, look at some of these fight night main events we got. I think Kattar versus Emmett is a solid featherweight fight. It could be a number one contender fight. If Volk beats up Max, we probably need someone else for Volk if he doesn't move to lightweight. And Kattar or Emmett could be the next up. I don't think Kattar or Emmett have fought Volkanovski. So I think that's probably could potentially be the next one. Who do you think would win, by the way? Of Emmett versus Kattar? Early prediction, I'm leaning Calvin Kattar on volume. But it's hard. I mean, Josh Emmett has some filthy power. So I would go Kattar, but Emmett could get a one-punch KO. I've been watching. It feels like Oliveira is going to finish Islam. Who's your pick? Early prediction, Charles Oliveira by submission. Carolina K should stay retired. Yeah, probably. Dan Hooker went back to 45. Don't you think Jorge can? He probably can, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. Gamrot versus Arman is very main event worthy. I agree. I like that fight. I think, it depends what we start comparing it to previous main events. In fight nights, this is way better than some of the fight night main events we've gotten in the past. How would Gregor Gillespie do against Beneil Dariush? I think that's fight to make. Islam is probably fighting Oliveira. Gregor Gillespie versus Beneil would be a lot of fun. I don't know if Beneil would want that fight, but at some point he's going to have to fight somebody. And maybe it's Gregor Gillespie. So, who can Jalen Turner beat in the top 7? Give me 1 second. Who can Jalen Turner? I don't know, man. It's too early for Jalen Turner to consider him beating people in the top 7. Yeah. Whew. I'm going to say no one right now, but his skill set, the assessment, it's still he's got to fight some of this good, legit competition. What's your fight of the night this Saturday? Co-main event, Dan Ige, Mavsar, Evloev. I got to pronounce it right. How do you think Volk does this weekend? I have a full breakdown and prediction on the channel. Just released it. Is Tony Ferguson versus Jorge Masvidal the fight to make it 170 since both fighters on losing streak? I know Tony will take that fight. I want to see Tony versus Nate Diaz. You heard about the Texas shooting? Of course. Who do you think McGregor should fight on his return? I think Lawler, Nick, or Nate. He needs a win. I think it's probably going to be Nate Diaz. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Tony. I think the biggest fight, the absolute biggest fight to make would be Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal. And, Jorge, I forgot what it was. I saw it just a little bit ago. Jorge tweeted out and said this would be the biggest check of your career. So you're either scared or something like that. And if Conor doesn't take the Masvidal fight, he's worried about losing 100% because I don't believe there's any bigger fight than Jorge Masvidal versus Conor McGregor right now. As far as for Conor, I think that's bigger than Conor versus Tony. I think it's bigger than Conor versus Nate. I think it's bigger than Conor versus Nick, which I don't know who would want to see that. If Conor comes back and fights Nick, I don't know if I can watch the sport anymore, to be quite honest. Would be interested in seeing Cejudo fight Volkanovski. Count that as one of us because I would not be. Volkanovski would murk Henry Cejudo. I would love to see Jalen Turner versus Tony Ferguson. Why are you trying to kill Tony Ferguson like that with a young up-and-coming guy like Jalen Turner? The MMA news has been lacking lately for sure. There hasn't been a lot of MMA news. But luckily, after this week, next week is UFC 275 fight week. It's not the greatest pay-per-view card, but it's still a solid card. So I'm excited for that. Prediction for Aspinall versus Blades. How do you see Aspinall doing off his back against Blades? I think he can get up. I think he can find his way back to his feet. I probably have Aspinall in that fight, to be honest. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I'm pretty confident. Aspinall's just he looked. It's hard to discount what he did against Volkov, and I know Volkov is a totally different fighter than Curtis Blades, and Curtis Blades dominated Volkov in the grappling. But seeing that he can hang with the striking with a guy like Volkov, and brutalize his legs, and land some good power shots and be super aggressive, I think he can do that against Blades and not worry as much about the grappling. He's super athletic. Tony Ferguson should fight Dan Hooker. A lot of people are saying that. Tony will probably fight Dan Hooker next. I have a feeling that's not going to get made. Colby went up to fight Robert. How do you see that fight playing out? I would think that Robert Whittaker would murk Colby Covington badly on the feet. Colby's not out wrestling him, not taking him down, controlling him on the ground. Robert Whittaker would wreck Colby Covington. Haha, good timing. There you go. Who should TKZ return against? Apparently he wants one more fight. We can get a Twister versus Twister, TKZ versus Bryce Mitchell. I think that's a very interesting matchup. I wouldn't mind that. That makes kind of sense. I don't know if it really makes sense in schemes of, win streaks and losing streaks and division. But I don't want to see him fed to Arnold Allen. Maybe Giga Chikadze makes a lot of sense too. But I wouldn't mind seeing Bryce Mitchell versus TKZ. That'd be a lot of fun. Glad I finally caught a stream on time. Keep up the great work, Joey. I will, Dorsey. I don't know what the first name is, but I will, Dorsey. I'll keep up the good work. What are your current top 3 most promising prospects? With no particular order, Umar Nurmagomedov, Shavkat Rakhmonov, and we will say there's definitely some, just off the top of my head, there's somebody definitely missing here. But those are 2. I'm trying to think who else. Manuel Kopp, if he's not cheating. Or no, Jack Shore. I'll say Jack Shore over Manuel Kopp. So there you go. How do you see a fight would end between Dariush versus Chandler and Gillespie? Is he fighting them at the same time, or is he fighting them individually? Dariush versus Chandler, I think Dariush gets slept. Dariush versus Gillespie would be very close. And I'll say Dariush outstrikes Gillespie and he keeps the fight standing. How do you see Giga versus Arnold Allen play out? That's a very tough fight for both guys. I would love that fight. But who would win? I'd say after that last, I was very high on Giga Chikadze, but after that last fight, and Arnold Allen looked so good. I know it was against Dan Hooker, but I'll probably go Arnold Allen. Favorite place to watch UFC fights? My living room. My living room or my office right here watching it with you guys probably. So there you go. There's my 2 favorite spots. So my top 2 favorite spots to watch MMA fights, either sitting here in front of this camera or downstairs in my living room. What about you guys? Where do you guys watch the fights at? Let me know. But yeah, Conor and Masvidal have been going back and forth. I'm wondering if this is going to open the door for it. It's a big money fight. It's a big money fight for both guys. Let's see. I bet you it's all over the MMA fighting websites. Let's see. Yeah, Jorge guarantees a UFC return in 2022. Rips little boy Conor McGregor. I'll break his face. There you go. And then Conor's talking crap back. Yuri Proska has style and change in order to beat Glover. Okay, there's really nothing else. Hamza has called out Colby more and more, and Colby's just silent. It's just crazy. Because Hamzat's tweeting him at, where are you at, Colby? Tagging him on Twitter. Not a word from Colby Covington about, I think I said Shavkat, but I meant Hamzat Chimaev. I was looking at an article with Shavkat's name in it. So, I find that particularly interesting. That people, there's these Colby lovers, blah, 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 and dudes just radio silent when the top 3 ranked guy is calling him out, and the biggest fight within a division is calling him out. Sean Brady explains fan backlash from Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Call out, would love to fight Jorge Masvidal. Yeah, Sean Brady's in a tough spot. Nobody wants to fight that guy. Just because of his ranking and the style matchup. He'd beat Jorge. He beat Wonderboy. He would beat Jorge and Wonderboy most likely, barring him gassing out. But yeah, there's not a lot of news. Carla Esparza would love to get sweet revenge on Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Doesn't expect Tatiana Suarez rematch to happen. Carla Esparza thinks she's gonna beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk unless she's fallen off a cliff. Unless Joanna Jędrzejczyk has fallen off a cliff, somebody picked her up. She's still got broken limbs from falling off that cliff, and then they throw her in her cage with Carla Esparza. There ain't no way she is beating Joanna Jędrzejczyk in a rematch. That's hilarious. It's funny that she's confident enough to call for that. It's actually hilarious because who wants to see that? But yeah, there's not a lot of news here. I mean, I'm looking at MMA fighting right now, and there's just nothing. It's just radio silence as far as news goes. There's literally nothing. I'm trying to see. The Shavkat thing is about his little headdress he wears inside the cage. Jan Blachowicz, UFC title fight against Jiri Prochazka in Poland Stadium would draw 60,000 fans. I don't know if the UFC be willing to do that. Would they be willing to do Jan Blachowicz versus Jiri Prochazka in a stadium? I don't know if they would. Let me take a drink real quick. Conor McGregor says his UFC story is far from over. I'm tired. Conor talked for years when he was healthy and not fighting. Now he's talking too much. He's injured and not fighting. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me absolutely nuts. I'm just looking through this MMA news right here. Paul Craig explains how a sports psychologist led to his career resurgence. Well, there you go. Dan Hardy is still in the news. Believes Paddy Pimblett could become UFC champion one day. He's got everything in front of him. Yeah, he's got everything in front of him. Dan Hardy, dude, just stop. The UK bias there is extreme. And then it's like we're getting back to May 27th. Really, we're getting far back. So there's really not a lot of stuff going on, guys. So continue to fill the chat with questions. Apparently, I'm falling behind in the chat, guys. I apologize. Keep filling the chat with questions, and I will try to answer those questions. Okay, let's continue. How do you see Justin Gaethje versus Rafael dos Anjos going? I think that's an amazing fight. Justin Gaethje versus Rafael dos Anjos. I see Rafael dos Anjos trying to take him down, hold him on the ground, control him, beat him up with ground and pound, and look for a submission. And Justin Gaethje is going to come out there and try to take his head off. I don't know who I would pick in that fight because it's Justin Gaethje's holes in his defensive jiu-jitsu is just startling at this point. And Rafael dos Anjos is very good. At this point, it wouldn't shock me Rafael dos Anjos beating anyone in the lightweight division. That's how good Rafael dos Anjos is. And maybe the people who didn't watch him when he was the champion and before he was the champion, maybe they don't understand that. But for me, knowing what he once was able to do and how good he's looked recently, I'd probably take Rafael dos Anjos, pushing Justin Gaethje up against the fence, controlling him against the fence, knees to the thighs, foot stomps, knees to the body, looking to drag him to the ground with a trip or a double leg takedown or a single leg takedown, just wearing Justin Gaethje out and looking for a submission. What's your favorite KO of the year? What is my favorite KO of the year? I don't know. I can't think of it. Right now. I don't remember. I'll get back to you on that one. Movsar Evloev or Dan Ige. Evloev will be top 5 in the next year. I did a full breakdown and prediction. It's on my channel. I'm going Evloev by decision. And will he be a top 5 in the next year? I'll say no. The division's too nasty. Shout out from Texas, Joey. Thank you, Clay. How would you see Oliveira versus Volkanovski playing out? Ah, man. Either Volkanovski battering him on the feet and eventually getting a finish on the ground via ground and pound, or I don't know, man. I could see Oliveira clipping him and getting a submission as Volkanovski tries to initiate the grappling. That is a tough fight. I don't know why I said fight. That is a very tough fight for both guys. I could see it going either way. If I had to pick someone right now, I'd probably pick Oliveira, but I could switch back and forth. Did you know Max Holloway loves playing video games and streaming? No, I did not. If Gillespie fought Oliveira, can he avoid the submissions and finish Charles on the ground like he did Fajeda? No. Gillespie would get finished probably on the feet, if I had to guess, by Oliveira. But we will see. Well, no, we probably won't because Gillespie will never make it to a Charles Oliveira fight, especially when he's just refusing to take fights over and over and over again. But I think Oliveira would finish him on the ground with the takedowns attempts coming from Gillespie, and I think he's far superior on the feet. Guys, we have over 35 people in the chat right now. We have 11 likes on the stream. Like the stream. That's how it gets pushed out to more people. I would appreciate it if you guys run up the likes on the stream. And keep filling the chat with questions. Fill the chat with questions. So I would greatly appreciate that, guys. Okay, let's continue. When you rewatch fights, do you prefer tough decision, vicious knockouts, or long beating? I don't really. It depends what the fight is, but if I had to pick one, I want a close decision that is a really competitive fight. That's what I want, to be quite honest. What's up, Patty? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for coming to the stream. How would Khamzat versus Shavkat go? I'd probably pick Khamzat because Shavkat has some issues being controlled against the fence, and I think Khamzat would probably implore that game plan. Joey, top 5 matchups you want to see right now. Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev, Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev, John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. What else? So there's 3. Yuri Prohaska, Israel Adesanya. And I will say, what else? Valentina Shevchenko, Amanda Nunes, 3. How about that one? How does that one sound, my friends? I just threw that off the top of my head. So there might be better. The wrestlers from Dagestan have an unfair advantage. They have better cardio, strength, striking. Okay, there you go. Would you do UFC preview on each fight card on this channel? What do you mean by that? I do prediction videos and talk about the cards to a serious extent on every single week. So I don't know what you mean. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, early prediction. I'm going Johnny Bones Jones. I just think John Jones is just... He always fights up to a challenge. He's been out forever, so that's a little bit of an X factor. But Stipe's getting old. He got flatlined in the last fight. I'm going Johnny Bones Jones. Why is Glover talking about a potential rematch with Yan? Wasn't that exciting, and Yan doesn't even deserve a rematch. Who else are you going to give it to? Who else are you going to give it to other than Yan right now? If Glover beats Yuri, unless you're doing Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev is fighting... Who is no, it's not Anthony Smith. Magomed Ankalaev, is he fighting Jamal Hill? Magomed, I know it's on UFC 277, but now I can't remember. Is it Jamal Hill? Let me take a look real quick. It's Anthony Smith. Oh, I was right. Okay. For some reason, I got mixed up. Yeah, if Magomed Ankalaev can beat Anthony Smith, I could see it going from there. But outside of that, I think Yan deserves it. You should try jiu-jitsu. I should. I'm going to UFC 277 for my first live event. What's your prediction for Moreno versus Kai Kara France? I think Moreno gets it done. I just think he's a little bit better striker. I think he's a little more gritty. I think he has the better grappling. I think he's a little bit faster. I just think he's a little bit more well-rounded. Kai Kara France could potentially KO him. Kai Kara France is one of the very few at flyweight that has, one-punch KO power within the division. So I could see Kai Kara France getting a KO, but I don't think that happens. I think Brandon Moreno wins. RDA would probably beat Conor back in the day. It's a shame that the fight never happened. I thought RDA was definitely going to win that fight. I was very confident that RDA would beat him, but you never know. What's your detailed prediction for Fiziev versus Dustin? That's a tough one, man. That is a very tough one because I don't know if Dustin would be able to get him down. I don't feel like I have enough information to... determine whether or not Fiziev's grappling would be able to, he'd be able to stuff the takedowns of Dustin Poirier. But I'll just say Fiziev has more technical striking, has more power. I worry about the stamina against a guy like Dustin Poirier who can put a beating on guys and just keep going for round after round after round, throwing nasty combinations. But I will go Fiziev KOs him. That's what I'll go. I don't know. I can't get more detailed than that, to be honest. I'm not sure on that one. It's clear McGregor has his eyes on the Masvidal fight. Beef came out of nowhere, and it's definitely fake, okay? I appreciate your platform. You take the time to answer our questions. Thank you. And I gave it a like. Thank you. Thank you for liking the stream. If anybody's watching the channel right now and they're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Love the videos. Keep it up. I will. Ricardo Garcia, thank you for the support, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What upcoming fight will be fight of the year in your opinion? RDA versus Fiziev, Colby versus Hamzat, Rodell versus Turner, Moreno versus Kai Kara France. I'll say out of those options, Colby versus Hamzat would be probably number one, or Moreno versus Kai Kara France. I think one of those two would probably be fight of the year. I'll just go Colby versus Hamzat. Because Colby likes to put on volume. Colby's got a nice chin. Hamzat just likes to run after guys and try to just brutalize them. So there you go. Thoughts on Joel Alvarez even after that Sarukian loss? I can definitely see him as a title contender in the future. Yeah, that Sarukian loss was bad. And I thought Joel was going to win that fight too. I picked Joel to win that fight. Or Joel. I think he still has a future within the division. But it all just depends on, who he fights next. I don't think he has a fight booked. But I still see him as a surging contender within the division. So, there you go. The winner of Smith and Kalaev needs to fight for the belt, at least number one contender versus Jan. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. That sounds like a good idea, man. Wouldn't you agree that Oliveira is a better fighter than Khabib overall? Khabib is wrestling specialist while Oliveira is good everywhere. What say you? I don't know, man. That's very subjective because Oliveira is definitely the better striker. But when you're worried about the takedowns, it's hard. And Khabib just puts the unrealistic pressure on these guys. But I'll say, yeah, Oliveira is probably better. But you never know. I'd pick Khabib to beat Oliveira. But if you're talking skill for skill, who has the most skills? I'll say Oliveira because the jiu-jitsu's nasty. The striking's nasty. The pressure's nasty. There's plenty of things. And meanwhile, Khabib, the pressure's nasty. The guy is not scared to take a shot. The submission defense is nasty. The ground and pound is nasty. So depending on how you weigh each skill set, it could vary. Which UFC fighter would you fight if you had to? For what specific reason? If I want to win, I'm just picking the easiest fight I can get. Maybe Mike Jackson or CM Punk or, I don't know, someone like that. Who is the GOAT of every weight class? Jeez Louise, man. Asking the tough questions here, Jack. GOAT of every weight class. GOAT of every weight class. Flyweight, Demetrius Johnson. Bantamweight, Dominic Cruz. Featherweight, Jose Aldo, but slowly becoming Alexander Volkanovski. Lightweight, Khabib for now. Oliveira is making his case. Welterweight, GSP. Middleweight, Anderson Silva. Light heavyweight, John Jones. Heavyweight, Stipe Miocic. Women's strawweight, it's got to be Rose for now, even though that pains me to say that. Women's flyweight, it's Valentina. Women's bantamweight, it's Amanda Nunes. There you go. Boom. Rapid fire. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Fiziev struggles against switching stance boxers. Bobby gave him everything he had. Yeah, but that was a high-paced fight. Most underrated channel on YouTube. Keep it up, and we'll be watching your 1 million subs stream soon. I hope you're right, Clay. Thank you for the kind words. I hope you're right, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yuri hasn't beat anyone in the top 6. How is he getting a title shot? Dude brutalized Dominic Reyes and brutalized Volkan Ozdemir, and he does it in super impressive fashion. And I don't remember where they were ranked when he beat him either. Who's next for Chito Vera? Jan, Aldo, or Dillashaw? I'll say Jan. It seems like Jan's interested in it. So, if Jan is interested in it, I think it's likely to happen. All right. What's the highest you can realistically see Paddy Pimblett accomplishing? It's hard to say, man. Guys evolve. So, he could get better over the next few years. But right now, his current skill set, I can confidently say he's not even going to break into the top 15. Unless the UFC just serves it up on a silver platter for him. Somehow, which I don't even know how. If he gets ranked by not beating someone that's ranked. I mean, I don't see him beating Diego Ferreira. I don't see him beating Brad Riddell. He's not beating Dan Hooker, Mateus Gamrot, Arman Sarukian, Rafael Fiziev, Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor. His best bet, I don't know, maybe try to fight Conor coming off an injury. Who do you got, Paddy the Baddy or Jordan Levitt. I'm going Patty the Batty. If Vettori versus Whitaker was still in UFC 275, how much would that grading change? It'd be a C plus. It would knock it up to a C plus. How much Habib was making for one fight in your opinion? Whew, I don't know, man. It had to be like probably like million, I would say. Jordan Levitt by twerking on Pat. Okay, too far. What the hell? Who does Islam defend the belt against if he manages to get past Charles, and how many times? If he gets past Charles, I think he'll be the champion for a while. But who would his first title defense be against? If they get Conor McGregor a win in the meantime against anyone, it would be Conor. But outside of that, maybe Michael Chandler. If Michael Chandler can get another win in the meantime. Or if Dos Anjos goes out there and starches Rafael Fiziev, I could see Dos Anjos being his first title defense. Did you see Habib grapple with Luke? Charles will not beat Habib. Charles already ducking Islam. Charles not ducking Islam, dude. Calm down. But no, I did not see Habib grappling with Luke. But they trained at AKA for a while, so I assume they grappled together. I barely watched the 125-pound women's division. Valentina seems invincible. Who do you think in the weight class has any chance whatsoever to beat her? I don't know. I mean, I guess Talia Santos, but I doubt that. Maybe Alexa Grasso, Manon Fiorot. If I had to pick one, I'll say Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot, number 6 in the women's flyweight rankings. That's who I will go with. Has the best chance. Wasn't Dominic Cruz ranked like number 2 when he beat him? Something like that. Haven't watched your Rosenstrike Volkov prediction. Let me guess, you went with Volk by decision. I'm going Rosenstrike. Yeah, go. Why are you trying to guess, man? Why are you trying to guess? Dom was ranked 3. Isn't a super quick turnaround for Volkov? Yes, I mentioned in the video. Give Patty a shot. Hooker. Bro, what the F? Raz was 3 coming off a title and 2 brutal KOs. Finishes get you a title quicker, bro. Trying to downgrade Yuri with no facts. Okay, there you go. Patty Pimlet versus Alexander Hernandez prediction. I'd probably take Alexander Hernandez, to be honest. Can you tell Dana to make Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson? Okay. I've been begging for that fight. I've been begging for that fight time and time again. Rank these prospects from 1 to 7. Demir, Gamrot, Turner, Arman, Guram, Fiziev, Alvarez. Jeez Louise, that is a lot of people. I'll say number 1, Arman Sarukian. Number 2, Rafael Fiziev. Number 3, I'll say Turner. Number 4, Demir. Number 5, Alvarez. And number 6, Guram. But you threw so many names out there. It's hard. It's so hard to rank them. You know, I'm terrible at ranking over and over and over again, you know, ranking certain things, especially right off the top of my head. 1 Arman, 2 Arman, 3 Arman, 4 Arman, 5 Fiziev. I would love to see an Arman Sarukian versus Rafael Fiziev fight in the future, and that could very well happen. Both guys are looking very promising in their UFC lightweight careers. Who do you got in the Jourdain Burgos fight? Jourdain versus Burgos. I'll take Jourdain, but that is a tough fight. I'm sad we never got Topuria versus Jourdain. That fight was supposed to happen. Topuria was supposed to fight Evloev. Evloev pulled out, and then they subbed Jourdain in, and then Topuria pulled out. I even have a prediction video up on the channel for Charles Jourdain versus Ilia Topuria. I think Islam Makhachev will retire early like Habib and Zabit. Supposedly he has big dreams. He has big dreams of defending the belt, you know, multiple times, and then, you know, becoming a 2-division champion. How would Brad Riddell versus Gregor Gillespie do? How would it go, you mean? I'd probably take Brad Riddell. I think he'd be able to stuff the takedowns and outstrike Gregor Gillespie. I don't trust Gregor Gillespie striking whatsoever. They need to make Fedor versus Blank, the heavyweight from KSW. It would be insane. Closer in age, size, structure. stature, and insanity. Okay, fair enough. I don't really pay too much attention to what Fedor is doing over in Bellator, but I think I know who you're talking about from KSW. I think somebody was talking about him the other day. If is Burgos versus Jourdain even official? I have no idea. I thought it might have been a hypothetical matchup. Do you think Hamzat will beat Leon Edwards, and how? Will Hamzat beat Leon Edwards, and how? I will say yes, and he'll just out-grapple him. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I think Hamzat's grappling is just so good. You know, you mix that with he has decent hands, in my opinion. I think that would be a super compelling fight. But yeah, I'll go Hamzat Chimaev. I think, you know, you look at both guys, and Hamzat's grappling just looks unbelievable. Leon's grappling has gotten good, has gotten very good. But I wonder how good. And, you know, the striking, the power of Hamzat, the aggressiveness of Hamzat, where he's just throwing wild winging punches. Leon doesn't have, you know, the respect of, you know, having nuclear power in his limbs, you know, where you're worried about pressing forward. I think Hamzat's going to press forward, throw wild winging shots, boom, duck. As soon as Leon starts trying to counter strike, boom, duck under, drag him to the mat. Even if Leon gets up, same thing over and over and over again. The one question mark there, and I'm not super confident in this, the one question mark there is Hamzat Chimaev's cardio. Who do you think win, Arman or Gamrot? I'll say Arman Sarukian wins, not Gamrot. But I'm looking forward to that fight, and it's not that far away. If Zabit returns, he should fight Giga. If Zabit returns, yeah, Zabit's not returning. It doesn't seem like. I mean, Zabit's been out for so long. You know, how long has he been out? Let me go take a look real quick. Zabit Magomed Sharipov. Magomed Sharipov. Let's take a look, see. He has not fought since 2019. November of 2019. So let's say November of 2020, December of 2020, January, February, March, April. He has not fought for a year and 5 months before I even started this channel. That is insanity. After Zabit last fought, I started this channel a year and 5 months later. Absolute insanity. Okay. Hamzat versus Usman, Hamzat versus Izzy, double champ. I'll pick Hamzat to beat Usman. I think Hamzat has very good striking and he'll have the confidence to be able to stuff Kamaru Usman's takedowns. But I don't think he's beating Izzy. I think Izzy's stuffing the takedowns of Hamzat and brutalizing him on the feet. The footwork of Izzy is too much. The counters of Izzy's too much. And Izzy's not scared to fight a boring fight, as we know. As we know very, very recently. Elite strikers with 100% takedown defense like Vazeev are suspicious. He reminds me of Gon. Now everyone's saying he would lose to every wrestler. That is, you know, that is something that continues to happen every time they haven't, you know, fought that wrestler. But like, oh, he hasn't fought a wrestler yet. He would lose. I personally think Hamzat has better chance at 185 than 170. I disagree, but okay. Zabit said he's retiring. He's going to be a doctor. I haven't seen that official from anyone, but maybe you haven't, and maybe I missed it. I keep seeing rumors, and his coach said this, and he's returning, and that, and this. So there you go. Do you like Zabit? Yes, I love Zabit, and he has a great fighting style as well. Who would win, Bryce Mitchell or Mavsar Evloev? I'll say Bryce Mitchell wins that one probably. Probably out-grapples him even. But I don't know. That's a tough fight to pick. What makes you think Izzy stuffs Hamzat's takedowns? Izzy stuffed Robert Whitaker's takedowns. Izzy stuffed Marvin Vittori's takedowns. I know Hamzat's a different type of grappler, but Izzy's fighting, you know, guys who are much bigger than Hamzat Chimaev. He's stuffing their takedowns. His footwork is incredible. He doesn't even let you get underneath of him. I think he would stuff the takedowns of Hamzat and beat him, outstrike him. Zabit is like a TJ Grant story, close to a title, then exits the sport. Very, very true. Very, very true. I want to do a video on TJ Grant soon because a lot of people who are new to the sport don't even know about it. So it's actually really, really crazy that Zabit is a big what if within the sport. I mean, Zabit looked incredible in his last fight against Calvin Kattar. Looked great against Jeremy Stevens. Looked great against Brandon Davis. Looked great against Kyle Bochniak, I think is how you pronounce his name. You know, he came in, is there more of an enigma in the UFC than Zabit after only fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times? He fought 6 times in 2 years. He only fought in the UFC from September of 2017 to November of 2019. So he fought a little over 2 years in the UFC. And people are just constantly talking about Zabit Magomedsharipov. I'm really upset. One thing that I'm really sad about is I've always wanted to see Zabit Magomedsharipov versus Yair Rodriguez. That would have been a phenomenal matchup. Yair has such a crazy unorthodox striking. So does Zabit. Both guys have power in all their limbs. It would have been super interesting. Yair, especially with his kicks. Zabit has decent power as well. Super unorthodox as well. Both guys are decently well-rounded fighters. That fight would have been probably fight of the year. And it was booked so many times. Let me look it up on Tapology. How many times was it booked? Zabit Magomedsharipov. Tapology. Let's take a look. It's so sad that it's never going to happen. Yeah, so why is it only showing as canceled once? Oh, here's twice. So it was supposed to happen in August of 2020. It was supposed to be the main event, and Yair pulled out. It was supposed to happen in September of 2018. I thought it was rescheduled more than this. Tapology must not have them all. It was at least scheduled 3 times, in my opinion, from what I remember. Not in my opinion, because it's either fact or it's not fact. But yeah, I'm actually really upset that we did not get to see that fight. You know, it would have been a phenomenal fight. It's one of the best fights the UFC could have made. It was a main event caliber fight. It would have been interesting to see, you know, how he would have done against, you know, Yair. We've seen Yair fight elite competition. It's just sad that we're never going to get to see it. It really does suck. But maybe he comes back. Maybe he changes his mind. I mean, there's been different rumors constantly, time and time again. Oh, he's going to step in. He's going to come back. You know, he's not going to do this. He's not going to do that. And then it just never ends up happening. So you never know. It could be. Guys, if you want to support the channel, become a member of the channel. It is $3 a month. You can cancel at any time. You get a part of our members-only Discord chat. You get a loyalty badge next to your name. You get Khamzat Chimaev, Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz, Dana White emojis, along with a bunch more. And you also get our members-only Discord, which is great. We're in there talking MMA news every single day. I put the link in the chat, but it's also in the description. If you guys want to become a member, I would greatly appreciate it. So there you go. I posted it in the chat as well if anybody wants to sign up to become a member. Okay. How did I end up so far behind? Gilbert Burns is a worse stylistic matchup for Khamzat than Colby. I would agree with you. I would probably agree with you. Khamzat smashes Colby. Bad stylistic matchup for Chaos. I agree, but it could be closer. I think our man is the hardest fight to Islam after Oliveira. I would probably agree with you. Hot take. Till beats Hermanson. I think some people would agree with you. I don't necessarily say, you know, I don't necessarily, you know, think that's crazy to think, but Till just hasn't looked the same. Khamzat is big. Didn't you see him? Yes, I did, but that doesn't mean he's Marvin Vettori size. Who do you think Dariush fights next? Who does Dariush fight next? Michael Chandler. I'll throw that out there. Josh Emmett is 37. Masvidal is getting laid out. Pajeda versus Izzy prediction if we beat Sean Strickland and that happens. I'll say Izzy, but I have no idea just yet. Zabit fighting style is like a video game. Yeah, just button mashing. Just button mashing. Did you see Zabit weird submission? If you didn't, you must see it. What was that one? Weird. Yeah, the stretch against Brandon Davis. Yes, I did see that. UFC 228 Woodley versus Till. Yep, I watched it. I'm so bored. I'm just building PCs on my phone. What is your dream PC? How much does it cost? If you're pound for pound number 1 to 8 are 8 champions, then who would the rest of the 7 in your opinion? I have no idea. That's a highly subjective question. I'd have to think about that quite a bit to be able to answer that question. Masvidal beats McGregor, to be honest. Yeah, I think Masvidal is just too big, too strong. McGregor coming back off an injury. I would pick Masvidal. But depending on what McGregor showed up, it's very possible that he could get it done. Unpopular opinion, Jorge Masvidal and Darren Till will never win another fight in the UFC. Depends who they're matched up with. I mean, that's an unpopular opinion, but it all depends who they're matched up with. Yair ran from that fight so many times I lost respect for him. Okay. Still here, just enjoying the show. Appreciate you, Sinister, and thank you for being a member, my friend. Rank the male weight class from worst to best. Rank the male weight classes from worst to best. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can figure out here. Worst male weight class. Probably, I don't know, man. It's probably... Heavyweight's starting to get a little bit better, but it's probably heavyweight as far as talent-wise. I'm not saying like currently heavyweight's very exciting in some of the contenders we have. But talent-wise, has the least pool of talent, I would say. Then it's probably... This is a tough one, man. They're all so good. Probably light heavyweight. No, I'll give you the best to worst. Let's see if I can come up with the best to worst. Bantamweight is number 1. Lightweight is number 2. Featherweight is number 3. Welterweight number 4? Or did I already say welterweight? I think I said welterweight. Best is bantamweight, then lightweight, then featherweight, then welterweight, then flyweight, then maybe, I say middleweight's better than light heavyweight. It's not more exciting right now because we have a dominant champion. I'll say middleweight, light heavyweight, and then heavyweight. So I'll say heavyweight's the worst division. There you go. I don't know, though. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. There's a video on YouTube as Zabit in Islam fighting. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I'll have to check it out. Got a new gig and new schedule, so I've been missing the stream. What's up, everyone? What's going on? Constantly growing, man. Hope you're doing well. What's good, Joey? How was your day? It was good. How was yours? Islam Duck and Dariush. Hi, what's up, Apple Pie? What's going on? Love the YouTube name there. So you think Conor's next fight is Jorge? It might happen. It might happen. Banana Split Zabit sub. Banana Split Zabit sub. Yeah, I remember. What's the goal of your channel? Just to build an awesome community. That's really the only goal here. I mean, I'd love to be able to make a full-time living, but to build an awesome community on here is my end goal. Just have fun. I just like talking about MMA. You know, that's why, you know, some people are just so desperate for clicks, they'll just put anything out there. I would never do that. Do you think higher-ranked lightweights should be punished like Gillespie when they refuse to fight downwards, even if they're on a losing streak? I mean, what's the punishment? They already removed him from the rankings. I think that's good enough. A part of me feels Zabit would have been Volkanovski's biggest threat. He's like, yeah, but the cardio of Zabit's a big question mark. Cheetah versus Yan, who do you got and how? Somebody actually asked this, one of the first questions on the stream. I got Piotr Yan. 185, I think, is the worst. But yeah, I think it's because you have a dominant champion, and that's why it seems so bad. Easy middleweight or light heavyweight is the worst. Okay. Agreed. O'Malley versus Sandhagen is my dream bantamweight matchup. I love that matchup. That's a very, very fun matchup for sure. Worst to best. Middleweight, heavyweight, light heavyweight, welterweight, flyweight, featherweight, lightweight, bantamweight. There you go. Do you prefer long walks, long walkouts? Let me take a drink real quick. Do you prefer long walkouts like in boxing or short ones? I prefer the UFC ones. The UFC walkouts. Heavyweight is in my top 5. There you go. Do you think Conor has a better chance in 55 or 70? Definitely 55. He ain't doing shit at 170. He's getting ragdoll dumped on his head by Usman. Same by Colby. Same by Hamzat. Same by Leon probably even. Who do you think will be the end of the year champ by 2022? I actually did a video on this. It's probably way wrong at this point in time. But now that we're halfway through, I will say Brandon Moreno, whoever fights Aljamain Sterling yet. So next, I'll say TJ Dillashaw, Volkanovski, Oliveira, Usman, Adesanya, Yuri Prohaska, and Francis Ngannou. Whoever Carlos Esparza fights next is going to get the title. So maybe the winner of Joanna or Wei Lee, Valentina, and Nunes. There you go. You got all the answers right there. I just created an insane PC. Check it out on Discord. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what you got here. Give me 1 second. It just opened it up for me to build one. So I'll check it out later. It didn't work. Guys, if you have not already liked the stream, run up the likes on the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. It takes 1 second to click the thumbs up. What's your day job? I answer this all the time, my friend. All the time. I work for construction. Congrats, Joey. You have 45 live viewers. This is the largest number I've seen. We've gotten in the hundreds before, EJ. But thank you. I appreciate the congratulations. Yeah, the channel's growing for sure. So I appreciate you. What's up, Joey? Do you think Stipe versus John will happen in September? If I had to guess, yes. All right, bro. Got to go. Keep it up. I will, Ricardo. If you could make 3 dream fights from history, what would you make? Oh, man. Anderson versus GSP. Another. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I got to think about that one. That's one you got to think about. Yeah, I think we've had 2, like 189 or something. I don't remember what it was. Do you agree that fighters can't hit their prime twice? Probably. I think Conor versus Chandler will be at MSG in November. That'd be awesome. Izzy is lucky middleweight is shit for grapplers. He can't give up his back to someone like Munez. Yeah, I don't know, man. It is a little. There isn't a lot of all the grapplers at welterweight. Do you stream during matches? Yes, for most of them. Yes. What's up, Joey? What's up, Fast Man? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. What's your favorite type of food? Either chicken or steak. Chicken or steak is my favorite type of food. So, there you go. Guys, keep filling the chat with questions. Fill the chat with questions, and I will answer your guys' question. Let me X out some of these tabs. I got 1 million tabs open now. After the stream, I need you to go check out. I did a prediction video for the main event and co-main event of UFC Vegas 56. I know it's not the most exciting card, but at the end of the day, I guess you guys still want to watch prediction videos, so go check those out after this stream. Okay, let's see where we're at. Khabib versus Ferguson in their prime when it was supposed to happen. Dream fight. There you go. See, for me, that's not there because I always thought no matter what. Hold on a second. My leg itches. No matter what, I thought Khabib was going to ragdoll Tony Ferguson and beat him badly via ground and pound. There you go. Favorite organization outside of UFC? I don't really have a favorite one in general. You drool over the department I work in. There you go. I don't think middleweight doesn't have good grapplers. I think Izzy is so dang tall and long, it makes it harder to keep him down or get him down. Like with John at light heavyweight. There you go. Yeah, I don't think there's not a lot of guys out there whose their main game plan is just to take you down and control you. Derek Brunson is one of them, and that's Jack Hermansson's one of them, but neither one of those guys are going to make it to the top. So, and also when you have a dominant champion, it makes the division look worse. Even if it's not that bad, it makes the division look bad in general. So, I think it's one of those things where Izzy's been fighting at the top for so long and beating everyone, it makes the division look worse. But I would have loved a prime Luke Rockhold versus Adesanya or a prime Chris Weidman versus Adesanya. That would have been very interesting. Glover Teixeira would wreck Adesanya if he ever decides to move up again. And hold on 1 second, guys. My back is itching. Let me sit up. Okay. So if Rockhold is able to defeat Paulo Costa, he might be next in line for a title shot. He might just wait it out to see the winner of Izzy and Alex Pereira if Pereira is able to beat Sean Strickland. I think you can see the PC now. I'll check it out in a minute. Luke or Paulo, who you got? I'll take Paulo just because I don't trust Luke's chin. Rob isn't a grappler. He's a striker. True. I didn't say Rob, so I don't know. But Rob is a good grappler, too. What's your favorite upcoming fight night main event? I like Ortega Rodriguez. Favorite? It's probably that, honestly. I'm trying to think of all the other ones. I think that's probably the best one. Ilya Topuria versus Movsar Evloev prediction. I would have went Topuria. I think Topuria would have put him to sleep. Luke Rockhold might be the best grappler at middleweight. There you go. Luke Rockhold had amazing top game that people never got to even see. And Romero doesn't use his wrestling. Yeah, it really does suck. I didn't think he was going to use it in that Izzy fight. What do you think the move is for Rob after he beats Marvin? Pray Adesanya loses soon? What do you think of Ferguson and Khabib coaching the Ultimate Fighter pointless, or would you tune in? I'd probably tune in. Izzy will never be 205 champ. He's too small. I agree. If you're the matchmaker, Holloway pulled out and Volkanovski is available, would you make him fight Oliveira in December or let Islam fight Dariush in October, or just give it? I'd give it to Islam. I want to see Oliveira versus Islam, and I'd make Volkanovski versus Arnold Allen or something. That's what I would do. Izzy too small, will never be 205 champ. UFC 276 is going to be lit or fire. I don't know, one or the other. Yeah, UFC 276. Every time I look at it, it's just filthy. It is filthy. Israel Adesanya versus Jarrett Cannonier. Hold on, I don't even need this one here. Co-main event, Volkanovski Holloway 3. Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira, Pedro Munoz, Sean O'Malley, Brad Tavares, Dreskis Duplessis, Uriah Hall, Andre Muniz, Jessica I, Macy Barber, Robbie Lawler, Brian Barberina, Jim Miller, Bobby Green, Brad Riddell, Jalen Turner. That's a great card. That is a great card. I'm really looking forward to UFC 276 as well. It's gonna be a great card for sure. When I see this card, I just think, a lot of prediction videos. Adesanya Cannonier, Volk Max, Strickland Pereira, Munoz O'Malley. There's 4. I'll probably do a Hall versus Munez, and probably a Brad Riddell, Jalen Turner. So 6. 6 predictions probably for that. Whew, I'm definitely not doing one for Miesha Tate versus Lauren Murphy. That fight, I don't care about that at all. It's one of those things where it's like, ugh. I mean, Miesha Tate, they're just trying to spoon feed her a title shot. If she's able to beat Lauren Murphy, they're going to give her a title shot, and it's annoying as anything. Do you think Usman will be ready for 278? We're headed for an interim. I think we're headed for an interim. I have a feeling. What's up? What's up, Sammy? What's going on, man? The main event is bad, but everything else is fire. I don't think it's bad. Shane Burgos versus Charles Jourdain rumored for 276. I hope it happens, man. That'd be great addition to the card. Mark Sylvie, thank you so much for your Q&A videos, man. I'm a bit new to your channel, and I love the content you get out. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, I do a couple streams a week usually. If nothing else happens as far as stream wise, I always stream every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if I'm not streaming at these random streams, then I'm always streaming on Wednesday at 6. John Jones should be either out of pound for pound or pound for pound number 1. Agreed. Yeah, they should probably just take him out. He's not fighting. How do you think Colby Islam play out? That'd be interesting. I think Colby outstrikes him, keeps it on the feet, and outstrikes him. Did Rocco versus Costa get moved to UFC 278? Yes, it did, unfortunately. Sucks, man. It's kind of a blow to UFC 277 now. And that's why I don't grade these cards too early, because so many fights fall out, and it's like, ugh. Ugh. Bobby Green versus Michael Johnson. What about it? I'm going to go Bobby Green. What do you think is next for Bilal? I think they should do Gilbert Burns versus Bilal Muhammad. Either Diaz versus anyone is more likely. Diaz versus anyone is more likely than Conor Masvidal. I hope they make Conor Masvidal. Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal is the biggest fight the UFC can make, I think. Right now, as far as pay-per-view sales, as far as fan interest, it makes a lot of sense right now. So, we'll see. Who is your favorite fighter? Probably Jose Aldo. What do you think Arman Sarukian... I don't know what that question means, man. You're going to have to rephrase it. Nick won at GSP. Everyone said he was high and brain dead. He got the fight. But GSP won at the Nick fight too. Favorite MMA reporter? I don't know, man. The MMA media landscape is awful. I don't know. Give me a couple options. I'll tell you who. Maybe. I don't know, man. Burns is getting a money fight, Dana said. Okay. Well, hopefully he does. I don't know what that'll be. He's not going to be in title contention anytime soon. So give him a fight that makes sense. Or give him a fight that's interesting, compelling. That's all that matters. Nick won at Anderson Silva. Everyone said he was high and hitting the head too much. Got the fight. Different scenarios. Very different scenarios. Like, what do you think Arman Sarukian's potential is? I think he has a very... I think he's very high potential. I think he will be ranked in the top 5 in the next year or so. I think he could be a potential champion. Bare minimum, he's a future contender in the division. He's already a contender in the division, honestly. So, but I could definitely see him in a number 1 contender fight in the future. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Okay. Guys, keep the questions coming. If you have not liked the stream yet, like the stream. If you're watching the stream and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel right this very second. Right this very second, subscribe to the channel. Do you like the Schmo? I have nothing against him. It's just not my cup of tea, to be honest. Burns versus Colby, your thoughts? I would love Gilbert Burns versus Colby Covington. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think that'd be quite a bit of fun. I'd probably go Burns. I think he's the better striker. But I could also see Colby just holding him down. But I don't know. Hamzat even had trouble with that as well. I'd probably go Gilbert Burns. I'd love the fight, though. I love that idea. Think Conor versus Masvidal would be bigger. Izzy Jones? Probably. Yes, it would definitely be bigger. It would definitely be bigger. Where is TJ? Is he still hurt? No one is lined up to fight. My guess is they're getting ready to announce it. They'll probably announce it next week or during UFC 275, something along those lines. What fight do you think will be the main event of UFC 278, considering most championship fights in their respective... Maybe Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev? That's very possible. Something like that. I think Bilal versus Colby is next. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like Colby's talking at all lately, and I don't know if he's going to fight Bilal. If he fights Bilal over Hamzat, come on now. Come on now. I mean, Hamzat's such a bigger name and ranked higher. Justice for shows. Feels so bad for him that Helen got rid of the goods. What does that mean? What do you even mean, Savage? Thank you for being a member, my friend. I greatly appreciate you being a member of the channel. We are already on here for an hour. Has there been any lag during this stream, guys? Let me know if you've experienced any lag during the stream. I would like to know. Aljo will probably fight at 278 against TJ or Aldo. There you go. I could see if maybe it's added to 277. Nah, they're not going to do 3 title fights. Yeah, it's probably end up on 278. Colby's a monster. Yes, he is. Nate can beat Oliveira. Better boxing, better BJJ, better cardio, better chin. I don't know about all that. Colby's always ducking. He was begging for Dustin, and now he's asking for Colby. And he's quiet. Yeah, and won't say. Yeah. I mean, there is constant ducking from Colby Covington. We've seen it a million times. He doesn't want to fight Leon. He didn't want to fight Woodley at some point in time. That's why Usman got the shot over Colby, whether it was negotiating issues or not. And now he's just dead silence. No lag at all. Yeah, I haven't got any issues about, the stream having issues. What do you think Conor has a better chance against, Islam or Oliveira? Probably against Islam, but I think he has a small chance against both. I think Islam versus Oliveira will be at Fight Island. I don't care, just make the fight. I don't care where it happens. I just want to see it. This is a higher quality stream. Okay, no lag here. I'm watching from Nigeria. It's crazy. It's crazy people watch this stream from all over the world. Yan versus Sterling 3. Who and how? He sucks. Okay. He's your favorite. Okay. There you go. I try not to. I'm not See, I feel like, you know, I don't try to talk about other people, especially people who do like YouTube and stuff like that, because it's almost, I feel like, especially, people bring up these other like bigger channels that do the same thing. And I feel like when you sit there and you try to bring up other people and talk about them, it's almost like you're trying to get some clout. That's why I'm always tentative to even respond to some of those messages about, oh, this guy or that guy, this guy does this. I'll answer, oh, do you know who this guy is? Yeah, of course. I've heard about him before. Um, Hamzat didn't have trouble with taking down Burns. It was just that Hamzat was hesitant engaging with Burns on the ground. I bet Hamzat would have been fine if he chose. Okay, that's fair. I don't necessarily know if that's the case, but you could be right. Yan versus Aldo, Carla versus Rose, and Fig Moreno. All I don't want to see Carla versus Rose. What's wrong with you, man? I don't want to see that. Is banning reporters with bold questions like Ariel is the reason the press conference isn't interesting anymore? No, it's always been like that. And Ariel doesn't even have bold questions. Earlier, Ariel was a UFC shill for years, and he's not banned anymore. He just chooses not to go, I think. But that's not, the press conferences were never really all that great, and it's always just to be a freak show. It's just to get a viral clip to then be able to use it to promote the fight. What do you rate the fight night this Saturday? What do you rate? I don't know, man. What do you rate the fight night this Saturday? A D minus? No. It would be a fight nights are graded different than pay-per-views. I would rank it a straight up F. It's not good. It's just not good at all. It's just a terrible card. I mean, just the co-main event is the fight. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to give anything a straight F. I'll give it an E plus. There you go, because it has like 2 interesting fights on it, 3 maybe, semi-interesting fights. So it's hard to say. They should just let their own divisions like every other sport and just. I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't formed an opinion on that one yet. Some people have said that. But there is some great women's fights though. But I don't know if I'd be in favor or not in favor. I love the women's strawweight division. The other two, they're basically non-existent. I think Hamza is still a good fighter, but I think his aurora of invincibility is gone even with his undefeated record. Thoughts on deadlifting? I think great. Go deadlifting. I don't know. Did you know Morgan is with MMA Underground now? What do you think about that? It's crazy to see John Morgan no longer with MMA Junkie. I mean, how crazy is that he's left MMA Junkie. I mean, he's MMA Junkie John. Is that still his Twitter handle? Let me actually go check that out real quick. Is that still his Twitter handle? MMA Junkie John. I'm assuming it is. I mean, there's no way, right? Did he change that? MMA Junkie John, right? No. Okay, is it? No. Somebody else stole it. What is his name now? John. What's it on Twitter now? It's just John Morgan MMA. Holy crap. John Morgan MMA. And somebody snatched up MMA Junkie John immediately. They switched their name. The second he changed his, they changed it. He changed it to steal theirs. To steal his. Yep. That's crazy. Yep. MMA Junkie John is now taken by some clout chaser. That's insanity. Absolute insanity. Let's see. Do you think Usman will drop the belt before he retires? Yes, I'll say Hamzat. I think it's cool as hell. The UG, yeah. UFC London, top to bottom, is better than UFC 275. Maybe. I don't know. I like the main event of 275. What do you think about it? I don't want to add more weight classes. I've always been against change. Savagery, these women would still wreck you. Okay. Blue shirt. You have given me the strength to deadlift more than my own body. You're welcome, Indian potato farmer. Last great fight night card was Colby Woodley. I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it's an underrated. I think it's an underrated MMA story. I don't know what we're talking about here. Come on, guys. Let's not argue with each other. If you had to make a pick right now for Charles versus Islam, who are you picking? I'm picking Charles Oliveira by submission. I'm picking Charles Oliveira by sub. I think Islam is going to shoot on a takedown. I think he's going to try to grapple him. I think he's going to be worried about the hands. And I would guess that he shoots on a takedown and gets guillotined maybe. That's been my long-standing guess. But who knows? Who's the most invincible active fighter with no clear weaknesses? Probably John Jones, and I know that sounds crazy because he's borderline lost a couple close fights where he got the decision, but the guy just doesn't really have anything. There's no clear weaknesses there. Thoughts on Jack Della Maddalena? I think he's an interesting prospect coming off the Contender Series, but at the same time, I don't think he should be opening up a pay-per-view card at all. I don't think he should be opening up a pay-per-view card. But he is for some reason. I don't get it. But it is what it is. I've always been against changed MMA, Joe. Yeah, I'll put it on a t-shirt. If Islam were to sub Oliveira, which is the most likely? I'd say guillotine. Valentina is pretty invincible. Very true. Jones is a DQ from how many times he popped for all what? Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that is the one asterisk against him. That is the one asterisk against John Jones is the fact that, he's cheating and he does have the one DQ on his record. Hold on, let me see. No, I'm not even going to click on this. I can't. Somebody tweeted out a clip with TJ Dillashaw in it and said TJ Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling is basically confirmed. They're working on a date. It's TJ Dillashaw interview. I guess he said something in it, but I'm not going to listen to it right now. Let me see something real quick. Oh my goodness. Okay. Guys, keep the questions coming. Agreed it should be Andre Filio instead. I would agree with that. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a dog. Who do you think is next for Bryce Mitchell? I don't know. Who is next for Bryce Mitchell? I've answered this question a million times, but now I forgot. Maybe Arnold Allen. Maybe Giga Chikadze. Maybe Chan Sung Jung. Something like that, I would say, somewhere along those lines. It'd be one of those guys. Islam might not have the best judo trips in MMA. I don't see him getting Charles into a guillotine. Islam might have the best judo trips. I don't see him getting into Charles's guillotine. It could happen. It's not just that Jones cheated, it's how many times and how many things. Overkill, DQ. I think that Dustin and Justin show how much respect Oliveira ground game. When they drop him, that makes them exposed. Yeah. They don't want to jump on top of him. When is your birthday so I know? It's in January. You missed it, Antoine. It was in January. Claudio Puelles versus Topuria. Who you got? I'll say Topuria finishes him on the feet. What are the two best martial arts to have for MMA? Wrestling and I guess it's got to be kickboxing. Just joined McGregor fighting Masvidal. There's been some back and forth. This is not official. So there you go. Who should Michael Johnson fight next? Bobby Green. Who you got for your early prediction, Pajeda or Strickland? I'm going Pajeda. Bryce versus Ilya would be fun. Who wins? Ooh, that's a great idea. Ilya Topuria versus Bryce Mitchell. I'll go Topuria. Already answered that. What excites you more, UFC London or UFC Paris? Probably UFC London. But they're both great cards. But I love Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. If a fighter has a glass chin, is it better to work on defense or should they become a wrestler? Work on defense. They can't expose that chin by any means. I'm not joking. I've seen pictures of it before. What are we talking about there? So who wins, Jorge or Justin? I'll say Jorge. Happy belated birthday. Awesome. Got you. My older brothers is January 4th. There you go. I have I have 3 siblings. 2 of them are in January birthdays as well as mine. Who would win, Conor or Jorge? I think Jorge would win. You know, Conor coming in off an injury, being out for a while, um, and you know Jorge. I think probably a little bit bigger, but who knows? Conor looks massive now. Other 2 best martial arts, boxing, BJJ. There you go. Ryan Hall versus Alex Caceres prediction. I'll go Alex Caceres. And what's up, Joey? I came in late. Nothing much. Hope you're doing well, man. We're already an hour and 15 minutes into the stream. I don't know how much longer we're going to go. Who's the best striker in the UFC? And do you put Volkanovski and Fiziev in your top 5 list? Probably. I don't know, man. Best striker is probably Adesanya. I was telling him your dog is... Yeah, my dog is huge. He's only a little over a year old now. And he's like 115, 120 pounds. Wonderboy's a kickboxer. Same with Izzy. They are one-dimensional fighters who stand no chance fighting against a solid ground game. Well, they both fought against solid ground. I mean, Wonderboy okay because he's been dominated by other guys, but Adesanya's fought against other ground games and been able to defend takedowns and keep them off of them. Next main event, who and how? I got a full video prediction on the channel. Are we in a type of computer simulation? Maybe. Should Conor lose his next 4? You reckon he ever gets cut? No. Volk versus Oliveira for a vacant title while Islam fights Dariush. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I want to see Oliveira versus Islam. Top 5 struckers, in my opinion, are 1 Volk, 2 Yan, 3 Izzy, 4 Sandhagen, 5 Holloway. I like that list. I like that list for sure. Masvidal was originally eating a lot of clean punches from Usman without going down until the big punch, obviously. So I don't know if Conor can hurt him enough to win. You never know. I'm going to UFC 276 in Vegas, but who is winning, Izzy or Jarrett? Israel Adesanya will defeat Jarrett Cannonier for sure. I'm fairly confident in that. I'm fairly confident in that. But you never know. Cannonier's got some nasty power. We could see something happen. Okay. All right, guys. Keep the questions coming or we're ending the live stream. We're ending the live stream if you guys don't have some more questions. I know there's not a lot of MMA news going on. But if you guys want to continue to talk MMA, fill the chat. We'll probably go another 10, 15 minutes, something along those lines. If you guys continue to fill the chat, don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to watch the prediction videos I put out the last 2 days. I know they're not huge fights, but I would appreciate if you guys check them out. Let me actually go see how that's doing. It's not doing that great because nobody really cares about the fight too much. Let's take a look. If you guys want to become a member, the link is in the description. It costs $3 a month. If you guys want to buy an MMA Joey t-shirt, the link is in the description as well. Let's continue. We have gained, I'm looking at my analytics right now. In the last 28 days, the channel has gained 724 subscribers. That is insanity. Let's see. I'm going to pull it out to 90 days. Let's see. In the last 90 days ago, we've gained about 1,200 subscribers in 90 days. That's insanity. The channel just continues to go up. Up and up and up and up and up. Okay. Volk's been pretty silent ever since... Stop it. Can you shave your beard if Izzy loses? No. Have there been any lost ancient civilizations with high lost technology? I don't know. Do you think Adesanya is still a top 3 star? Probably. What if Conor moved up to fight Woodley instead of Mayweather? It's prime McGregor. Who would you favor? I'd favor Woodley. Woodley had good wrestling and nasty power. I don't think Conor was putting him away. I thought Whitaker beat Izzy in the rematch, to be honest, but it was a close fight. Yeah, it was very close. He was asked 2 best skills in MMA. If you were an elite wrestler, you would also want to be an elite kickboxer. I'm confused on the argument. I don't know. I must have missed this. If Izzy lose, can you No, I'm not. I'm not going to. If somebody wants to send I think you can send a $500 super chat. I will go grab my razor right now and shave it off on stream. So there you go. There's your option. If you want to see me shave my beard, it's going to cost you big money. It grows back in a couple days, so if you want to see me shave it on stream, donate via super chat. That's the way you got to go. If you want special things like that, that's what you're going to have to ask for. If Max wins, should they do a 4th fight? I don't know, man. Probably. Is Alexander Volk Max Trilogy will be a great fight for 276. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think that's my most compelling fight on the card. For 50p, I don't know what that means. Why does ancient water erosion if there hasn't been... I have no idea, dude. I've got this vivid image in my head of Volk finishing Max in stacked ground and pound. And there you go. It might happen. You never know. Stop it. What's the solution to lack of contenders at middleweight? Sign fighters? No, I don't think it's lack of contenders. I just think it's a dominant champion. You know, once Izzy loses, and he eventually will lose to somebody. Somebody will get him. And it'll all of a sudden seem like the division is wide open again. What current champ has the best chance of being number one all time in their division? Volk. Does anyone have 500 they can stop it? Volk, Ngannou, even Oliveira. I mean, Oliveira's 1 or 2 wins away from being considered the GOAT of the lightweight division, in my humble opinion. So there's quite a few. Volk, Oliveira, Usman, Izzy. There you go. There's a bunch of different names there. For 500, you have to shave. Yeah, I already read that. Okay, fine. Does anyone have 5? I already read that too. Shaving your beard would be MMA OnlyFans. Yeah. Can 20 Aztec... Weirdest question, sure. What about 100? Would you shave your beard? What, you going to donate 100? Donate 100 and I'll think about it, but I'm not positive. Before Oliveira versus Justin was an underdog and Islam was favored against Oliveira. I think this shows who was the real contender at the time according to the odds. Before Oliveira versus Justin was an underdog and Islam was a favorite against Oliveira. Okay. I don't know. Max's recent wins are more impressive than Volk's. To be honest, they were Zombie and Ortega that Max already beat up and was never in trouble. Okay. Max wins what? Yair? Yair got beat by Frank Yeager. I see what you're saying, but okay. Not hating on Volk. Okay. What would Volk need to do to pass Jose Aldo? Probably beat Max and then maybe one more contender. I think he could be. I agree that the Korean Zombie win is not that great, to be quite honest. It's just not that good, you know. Who cares that much about it? I didn't want to see the fight to begin with. I have a video on the channel telling you guys I don't want to see the Korean Zombie fight for the title against Volkanovski. I'd rather them just cancel the fight and reschedule Max versus Volkanovski. And look how it ended up happening. It was garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Well, it wasn't garbage. I mean, we got to see how good Volkanovski is. But who would be a good fight for Usman? Hamzat Chimaev. Volk and TKZ was a slaughter. I know. And people thought, I remember people comment on my video, like, you don't know what you're talking about. TKZ is going to win. And because I said, this isn't going to be a competitive fight. I don't want to see this garbage. So, I don't know. I guess sometimes, occasionally, I know what I'm talking about, but it's not very often. So, okay, guys, we've gone an hour and 23 minutes. I will be streaming Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the weekly live chat. What's next for Oliveira if he lost to Islam? Fight a contender. You know, maybe rematch Michael Chandler. Something like that. But all right, guys, thank you for joining me. That's going to be the last question. I appreciate every single one of you guys for joining the stream. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing my weekly live chat. If you want to know when I'm doing these random live streams, I post them in the members only Discord. So if you want to become a member, the link is down in the description of this chat, of this video, stream, whatever you want to call it. I have a prediction video out right now for the main event of Saturday. If you guys could go check that out, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me go post it in the thing. If you guys would go watch that video, like that video, comment on that video, I would greatly appreciate it. I know it's not a huge fight. It's not going to be super compelling for a lot of people, but I would appreciate it if you guys went and checked that out as well. And I think that pretty much does it. Enjoy the rest of your guys' night, and I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. And maybe if there's some news tomorrow, I'll do a video tomorrow. So talk to you guys later.